Look at a conventional semi-truck on the highway. Its entire identity is wrapped up in that massive, upright, chrome-plated front grille. It is built to look imposing. But if you evaluate it strictly from an engineering perspective, that iconic, boxy shape is a disaster for airflow. This vector graphic illustrates the physics. At highway speed, aerodynamic drag is 75 to 80% of resistance. Air hits the vertical rectangle, forcing a right-angle turn. This creates a wall of pressure fighting the engine every mile. The vehicle's most recognizable physical feature is exactly what holds it back. Over the decades, manufacturers tried to patch this aerodynamic problem by adding roof deflectors, side fairings, and sloped hoods. All of those sleek additions are, in effect, an elaborate apology for a shape that fights the wind. The only reason a truck is built with that tall, blunt face is because a human driver has to sit high up to physically see the road. Curious question, which raises a question. What happens to the vehicle's design, and all those aerodynamic apologies, when you permanently remove the human from the equation? In 2026, driverless freight is already a reality on public highways. Operators like Aurora, Depix, and Kodiak are routinely hauling commercial loads using autonomous Class 8 fleets. But look at this blueprint of a modern autonomous chassis. The hyper-advanced autonomous systems are still retrofitted onto a traditional frame, complete with a brightly colored yet entirely empty driver's cab. Retaining that empty cab isn't an engineering requirement. It is a transitional courtesy, preserved entirely by industry habit. Once the driver is permanently removed, the cab becomes a fossil, a vestigial structure waiting to be discarded. This quiet, highly consequential redesign of logistics is taking shape right now at the Iaa Transportation Expo in Hanover. This generated video shows a new concept from a San Francisco startup called Humble. It is a fully cabless, battery-electric autonomous hauler. Deleting the cab removes the aerodynamic wall, achieving a 20% weight reduction. Without a human to design around, engineers redraw the vehicle from scratch, wrapping the platform tightly around standardized 40 and 53-foot cargo containers. This forces a new concept stage decision for designers. You have to categorize every part of a design into a rigid binary. Is this component load-bearing to the vehicle's purpose, or is it load-bearing only to its history? When you ruthlessly delete historical elements at the concept stage, the entire object naturally reorganizes itself around pure efficiency. The traditional cab won't disappear overnight. A current industry shortage of over 80,000 human drivers means logistics networks require near-term hybrid solutions. This logistics flowchart maps the mixed model era. Autonomous platforms handle the straight, standardized highway lanes, moving cargo directly from hub to hub. From those hubs, the route branches into a complex, scattered web, representing the messy first and last mile deliveries that absolutely require human drivers. Because of this split, pure cabless design is built initially for the standardized intermodal lane, not for unpredictable city streets. Leaving the fossil behind is a calculated geographical rollout, rather than a universal flip of a switch. This lesson extends far beyond commercial trucking. Every mature product eventually outlives the original constraints it was built around. The brands that win the future won't survive by restyling old shapes. They have to return to the very first drawing. Identifying exactly what is a fossil and what is essential is the ultimate upstream function of product design. This workspace visual of a photorealistic 3D render stripping away into a mathematical wireframe illustrates exactly what Depix design intelligence is built to do. Design decisions are cheap as a sketch, but they become brutal once they are fully tooled and manufactured. See every angle before you build.